It's Chris, welcome back to Marbling. So today I finished a cardio session and it made me think a little bit about startups. I know it sounds like a LinkedIn post right now, but it actually made me think a little bit about motivation and pursuit and going past what you think you can do kind of thing. And something I think would be pretty helpful to a lot of people who are in the startup stage or thinking about going into startups. But whenever so the human brain is designed essentially to hunt and forage for stuff. Whether you're a girl, traditionally, if you were to go back 10 million years ago, people were hunting for things, hunter-gatherers and whatnot, and hunting for food and hunting for everything you needed to get into your life back then. You needed to go forage or look for it. So which is why I find novelty to be something like really ingrained into our brain. Looking for things is really ingrained into our psyche, which is why a lot of people switch up interests, switch up their pursuits. They try to look for new things to do all the time instead of sticking with the same path and repeating the same steps that eventually take you towards your goal. For example, some people can hop onto different diets. If you're starting keto to lose weight, you might do it for a little bit, get everything, and then you might switch to something else. Oh, this one might be better, this one might be better, this one might give me more results. But the thing that usually drives all the results is usually just sticking with the same thing for a long enough time. But people like to switch for the novelty, and it really makes me think of also why people kind of stop when things kind of get hard. Because if you were to think of like the human mind as something that's relatively well programmed and something that's been programmed for millions of years through evolution, some things are pretty ingrained deep within our wiring. And I think hunting for things is definitely there. Whether you're a man, it's hunting or going out to look for resources in some way. And as well for a girl, like it works no matter who you are, just in different flavors essentially. But what makes it work for you instead of just having it kind of be a thing that sets you back is the fact that you can just program the thing you're doing to be the entire pursuit. For example, if you wanted to make the goal, an end goal, the pursuit, then you would just run the whole mile. You would know that you just need to keep walking forward. You know that you just need to keep doing what you're doing, and you will get there eventually, because you can see the end point. And the entire premise around hunting for things and looking for things is that it's already not in your vicinity. It's not in your view. You can't see it. Like you don't know what's over the cliff. You don't know what's around that ledge. You don't know what's in this area versus that area across the river. So you have to go explore, and then you have to go find stuff. But then you could make that entire process the goal to begin with. And I don't know why this came to mind, but if you were to think of the end goal you want to have, whether it be freedom, whether it be supporting your family, whether it be not struggle, or if you're running away from pain or towards a goal, you can make that larger thing the actual main goal, and every action you do goes towards it, but within the same trail. So it's not to go into, you're going down one path and you're going to switch up, going to another, switch up, going to another, switch up, go to another. Sometimes you need to do that, right? If there's danger ahead, if there's something blocking your path that you can't get over. But if there's a bunch of impediments in the way, then you should be going over that. Because if you were to just go on every trail, you'll eventually get lost. You'll get lost in circles. You'll be going down random paths, and you won't be going anywhere. You'll actually be going nowhere. So if you want to really just program your mind, what has worked for me is to set a large goal and then make that large goal, all the actions that I'm going to take reflect me pursuing it. And what makes this really powerful is that if you can make yourself, just have that little bit of willpower to just turn your head back onto your focus, turn your head back onto these few tasks, this one path you're on, you can go way, way further than you thought you could. Because you're meant to travel, you're meant to go far. Your endurance, your tenacity is a lot stronger than you think it is. I mean, you have millions of years of evolution behind you. Whether you believe in science, whether you have belief in faith, no matter what source of belief you have, and they both work in your favor. Your ability to endure, your ability to believe that there's something else better down the line, even though you can't see it, they both work biologically and spiritually. So whichever one you cling to, they're both right. Now, the way you know that whenever you're going to start deviating from your path is usually when you do those little like ticks, like that, pulling your phone, checking the time, checking your emails, going to apps, everything you do instead of focusing on your task at hand until it's done. Could be just checking random things, opening other stuff. You know, when you get that little feeling, that little habit that kicks in, that muscle memory kind of thing, that's when you're supposed to kick it in. And you might do it, you might just do that little tick quickly, but the thing you got to practice is to close it up really fast. You know, if you just have the habit of opening your phone, clicking IG, you just need to take your thumb and just slide it, like close it instantly right away. And then you build that habit that interrupts those distractions that come about your way. And you'll realize that once you also get into that zone, that flow state, you'll be able to go pretty far and just zone into what you're doing. Figure out what can help you to get into that zone. Whether it's caffeine, whether it's getting earplugs and blocking out any sound, or it's even playing music. Personally, playing music, I can zone into a task for 4 or 5 hours if I have like a playlist shuffling around. And that has helped me. I don't mind noise, but unless it's like distracting noise. If it's something like music, I feel like that helps me get into the flow state personally. But if you need like any kind of caffeine helps a lot too. You can get on a roll pretty quickly, pretty easily. Now, I hope this helped. I hope this helps you eliminate a lot of distractions. And I hope you found a new perspective on sticking on the same path, even though you're not seeing all the results you want to yet. Just keep sticking on it and just know that your body, your mind, your soul is meant to endure and is meant to move forward and is meant for that, like that hunting phase, that hunting mindset, that frame of mind you have, that psyche you tap into. Your body, your mind, your soul is meant for that. Now use it to your advantage.